You may fall for a fake Cinderella, right? So here's the rules. Pick the teams that can defend and rebound, like we talked about on the other video. The teams that are the best defensive teams and the teams that are the best rebounding teams are the keys to success. So you got to be sure to look at these matchups in the first round because there's more games in the first round than in the last round, right? So that's where you want to win your bracket early on. So you got to be smart about those picks. The difference between these highlight teams and the teams that are ready to get grimy and gritty are those are the teams that survive and advance. And those are the ones you want to pick in that first round. Okay, upset alerts. Now let's get to this money. So we got a few upset alerts that we need to talk about. We're going to start with the 12-5 upset. This is a classic. It happens every year. So you always got to look at each region and think about which 5 seed is the most vulnerable. If you're going to pick a 12 seed, make sure you pick the 12 seed that can shoot the ball well from the three-point line. The one that has an experienced backcourt. Because remember, we talked about this in multiple reels. When it comes to March Madness, you want to worry about the teams that have the best guard play, okay? And the team, lastly, the 12 seed, that can slow the game down in the half court, okay? So think about it that way. The 12 seed that can shoot the three, that has great guard play. Usually it's senior leadership or veteran guys, and a team that likes to slow the game down. Make it a cerebral game, not an up and down athletic game. Because usually as a 12 seed, you're playing against a 5 seed that has superstar players, one and dones, not experienced. They don't want to think the game per se in a half court. So you want to pick the team that does that the best. So that's what you rely on. In the second upset, you get the 11 versus the 6. All right. Now, sometimes you get these play-in teams at the 11 seed. This is why 11 seeds are dangerous, because some of these 11 seeds play in that play-in tournament a couple days before. They get the advantage because they're loose. They're already ready to play. They have their regimen for March Madness. So they kind of get a glimpse into what these games are going to feel like. While that 6 seed is typically a team that's comfortable. They were an at-large bid. They knew they were going to get into the tournament. So they're kind of relaxed. A good 11 seed can come in and attack them early, set the tone. So you got to be on the lookout for an 11 seed that's actually pretty good, had a good game in that first 4, and now they're coming in loose and ready to play. They've already played on this court, so they don't have to travel. They're used to the rims. So they got a little bit of a slight advantage playing in that first floor. That first 4 matchup a couple days before. So you got to be on the lookout for that 11 seed. And then we got the sneaky one, that 13-4 upset. There's always a 13 seed lurking in the shadows trying to get a victory. The way you can scan and see an upset coming from a 4 seed, if it's a 4 seed that's not a very good shooting team, they turn the ball over and they're inconsistent, meaning they probably got a bunch of big wins early in the season, went on a nice little run, but you start to see some inconsistencies and some dips towards the end of the regular season. Probably went far in their conference tournament, but didn't win it. So those are the 4 seeds that you should keep an eye on, because there's 13 seeds that have been playing quite the opposite. Because as a 13 seed, if you're going to get in the tournament, you have to be a team that's probably a mid-major. You've been basically playing March Madness the whole month, right? Because in order to get into March Madness, into the big dance, you have to win all the games you play. And you have to probably win your conference tournament to even get a bid. So they've already been in a one-and-done scenario. While the 4 seeds are comfortable, even more so than the 6 seeds I talked about, the 13 seeds are hungry. They already understand the one-and-done, the sense of urgency. So if a 13 seed catches a 4 seed that's bad, a bad shooting team, an inconsistent team, or a team that turns the ball over, plays a little careless at times, a 13 seed can get them. So be on the lookout for that in your bracket as well. Be sure to scan and see if you can trust a 13 seed that can beat a 4 seed. And that's all it takes in March. It's just one game. So remember, these lower seeds have been fighting for their playoff lives for the last month. So they're already ramped up and ready to go. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. Let me save your bracket right now. There are 3 things to look for when it comes to these trap games, okay? Traps number 1, falling in love with the big name teams. I know we're used to the blue bloods. It's easy to get excited about them. Majority of the people that do these brackets aren't really college basketball fans. They're March Madness fans. There's a difference between the two. March Madness is fun. It's exciting. People at work do these brackets. Your friends do them. Some of the people you know that are really into basketball, they tell you how fun it is to be a part of March Madness. It's a community. So majority of these people are not huge basketball fans, so they fall in love with the blue blood names, the Kentuckys, the UCLAs, the Michigans, right? Just Dukes, the big name schools that they're familiar with, that they've heard of, the Ohio States, right? Don't fall in love with the big name schools. Just because it's a big school does not mean that they're built for March. You got to pay attention to what the trends are and what they've been doing all season long. So don't fall in love with the hype. Trap number 2, picking too many upsets. Now, I know a lot of people do multiple brackets, and I hear, well, this is my fun bracket. This is my head versus heart bracket. This is my silly bracket. Well, this is for the people that are actually trying to win their bracket, whether you're winning money, bragging rights, whatever it is. Trap number 2, do not pick too many upsets. All right, listen, so many brackets end in the first weekend than they do in the last weekend. So be sure to be very, very precise about who you're picking in that first weekend, okay? So if you got a bracket and you got 6 upsets in one region, you're doing too much, okay? That happens very, very rarely. I talked about the statistics in the reels the other day. 95% of the national champions over the last 25 years have been 4 seeds or higher, okay? So the upsets only happen in the beginning, not in the end, okay? Everything kind of shakes itself out, and you get the cream that rises to the top, okay? Then you need balance. So when you pick your spots, you got to be strategic. Yes, there are going to be some upsets. Upsets happen every year, but you got to be strategic about it. Having a bunch of upsets in one region or on one side of the bracket isn't the smartest thing to do, because if you got all these upsets and then we get to a Sweet 16 or an Elite 8, you end up finding yourself in a region with no teams left. And I've never seen anybody win a bracket with no teams in one region. So just be careful about that. Then trap number 3, styles make fights, okay? Don't ignore the matchups. Okay, that's a trap that a lot of people fall into. You can't ignore the matchups, okay? If you got a fast team going up against a slow team, you got a tough defensive team up against a finesse team, you got to pay attention to those things. Regions, where teams are playing at, who could potentially have some sort of home court advantage. These are the things you don't want to ignore. History tells us that basketball, especially in an elimination setting, is about momentum. So look at the teams that have had momentum riding into this tournament versus the teams that are going in a lull or kind of going in the wrong direction in this tournament. Keep a lookout for those upsets too, because that's how they happen. All right, rapid fire. This is how you finish your bracket today. Pick at least 3 or 4 upsets on day 1. Max. They don't get too crazy. Trust guard play over bigs. Transition, pace of play, momentum shifts. Guards control the pace of the games more than bigs do. So trust that. Avoid teams that only rely on shooting. There has to be a balance. You can't just be all shooting, no defense, no rebound. Trust the teams that rely on a balance, okay? And then advance at least one underdog to the Sweet 16. But make sure you understand the concepts we just talked about, right? If they have the great matchup, if they have great shooting, rebounding, or if they have great shooting, if they have rebounding and defense, you want to get one of these upsets to the Sweet 16, one of these underdogs, all right? So be careful for that. And most important, don't overthink it. It's just March Madness. The games are going to be played. You have no control over what happens in the outcome. These are just strategies over the course of time and over the years of watching so much basketball that we've picked up. So don't overthink it. Make sure you have fun. It's still supposed to be a March Madness bracket pool, whatever you're in, and enjoy yourself. Trust your instincts. Whatever comes to your head first, go with your gut. You don't want to be thinking about what if, right? You can live with the results if you go with your instincts. Usually those are the right ones. Okay, so there you have it. You got all the tips you need to win your March Madness bracket pool, okay? And remember, March Madness ain't about being perfect. It's about surviving longer than everybody else, okay? You made it this far, you listened to the tips, you're already 90% ahead of the game. So good luck and salute to y'all for tuning in. If you like what you're listening to, go ahead, drop a comment, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And let me know what your Cinderella team is. Also, who is your upset pick going into day one of the March Madness tournament? All right. Make sure y'all subscribe. The X-Factor Sportz Podcast Season 11 premiere is next Wednesday, 7 p.m. on YouTube, episode 121. We are in Season 11. All right. And we're going to dive deeper into March Madness. We also got some NBA talk we're getting into. This is your place to go to for college and pro basketball and football, the X-Factor Sportz Podcast, Season 11 starting next week. Okay? So make sure you subscribe. This is the X-Factor Sportz Podcast. Okay? We don't follow the trends on what the bracket's talking about. We break the bracket. I'll see y'all later. Peace. Yo, you made it to the end of the video. That's dope. We basically family now. If you love watching real sports talk with unbiased takes,